Hello and welcome to the first video in a series of videos where a complete and utter Lightroom newbie attempts to show you how to use Lightroom. Yes, this is not going to be a professional grade video, and you might actually decrease in skill level after watching this, but you also might learn something, which is highly unlikely. Anyways, let's get started with the first image, which I pulled off of Reddit, and the subreddit is r edit my raw up here. And it's a really awesome community where people post photos of their raw images and everyone edits that raw. And in this particular thread, we are doing it looks like a weekly raw editing challenge. So the first image of that is this nice little Japanese street. Looks very kind of outrunny, if you've ever seen something like that. Kind of futuristic, retro look. At least it doesn't look like that now, but that's kind of what I'm shooting for. So let's get started, shall we? So the first thing I usually start off with is temperature. And the way I kind of think this is going is not this way, but kind of a little more cooler. Because, it's nighttime. Things tend to look a little bit more blue at night. So we're just kind of pulling the blues down a little bit, or we're pulling them up a little bit more. You can see the shadows of blues kind of coming out a bit. Exposure, my mantra for Lightroom is fuck with it until it looks cool. So let's kind of mess with that. I think it could go a little brighter because the people down here look a little dark. So, let's do that for now. It looks like the highlights are getting blown out a little bit, but, we can always come back and adjust. Nothing set in stone here. Contrast, we can come back to that. Highlights, I don't know. Let's pull them down just a tad. I wanted to mainly bring out, the people on the street, especially this guy. Look at this weirdo wearing a mask. Because they were dark, so highlights kind of got blown out a little bit with the exposure. So yeah, I brought those down a bit. Shadows, we want to bring the shadows up a bit, I think, just to kind of pull out a little bit more detail back here. You can tell there's a high ISO. It's a little grainy, but still a really cool image. Whites, I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I go low? Should I go high? I think we should go maybe a little bit higher on the whites. Blacks. I don't want it to be too washed out. Winker, winker. So I don't know. Let's do around here. Yeah, just pull the blacks up just a tad, just a tad. I know the fancy tricks of actually. Oh man, I'm on Windows right now and I'm used to editing on Mac. Oh, there we go. Alt key. So if you guys don't know, on Windows, it's one of those buttons in the bottom left. Just keep smashing them until you find it. If you press it, for Windows, it's Alt key. And whenever the blacks start getting too saturated, they start bleeding through like this. So as you pull the blacks down, you can see, the guy in the bottom left, he is super saturated black. So in this case, I want it to where they just barely start to bleed through. I don't know why. I saw some guy say that on a YouTube video one time when I was watching Lightroom tutorials, so I'm going to go with that. Sounds like I know what I'm doing. Clarity. Everyone loves clarity because it adds this cool kind of sharp effect to it. So look at that. Look at that. It just kind of adds this little pop. You just popping it. I don't want to go too high because then that's verging on the R shitty HDR subreddit. And, the second you go down that road, your reputation is tarnished. So that looks good. Just a little clarity, a little pop. Vibrance, this is where you become a photo pro. You start messing with the vibrance and the saturation, but you got to be careful because like I said, shitty HDR, bam, you're there. Look at that. So we don't want to go crazy with this. I want to add a little bit of vibrance, just kind of pull some colors out. Saturation, I don't know. I feel like I can go up a little, just with all these colors, I can go a little up on the saturation, but yeah, we're not going to go too crazy. The fun stuff is coming later. Right now, it's just kind of like refining the basics. Okay, so we've got it looks a little better. Like before, it was a little washed out. Kind of looked a little actually it looked a little more retro before. Now it looks kind of I don't know. I don't know if this is going the right direction. Whatever. Okay. Tone curve. I don't know what looks good. Pulling out the highlights just a hair, and by a hair I mean plus 50, which is probably not a hair. Yeah, it kind of looks cool. Lights. Oh. Oh, I don't know, man. Like I'm kind of digging the dimmer look now. I'm having I'm having second thoughts here. Anyways, let's keep going. Darks. Sure. Shadows. Sure. All right. What do we got here? Saturation, hue, and all that jazz. Luminance. Okay. There's a lot going on here. There's not like a single color. I'm like, yeah, I want to boost that. So maybe a little bit better photographers can maybe identify something I can't, and so like, yeah, I want to pull the sky's blacks out more because the blacks just, or like there's this weird streak in the sky that I want to pull out and that I just can't identify. So we're just not going to go there. Luminance, blah blah blah. I mean, everything's illuminated in this. One thing I didn't do yet is adjust the croppage. How to what is the eye want to focus on more? Is there too much sky here? Let's just drop it down just a bit. Just because I feel like there's too much open space up here. So just kind of divert the eyeballs more towards the street. Let's go with this. That looks good. You get to see this guy a little bit better. You get to see this weirdo some more. Looks good. All right, back to what we were doing, which was luminance and saturation and hue, which I think I'm going to avoid, for now at least. Split toning, this part is great, because I don't really know what it does. I just go in here and I love playing with it, because then it just adds colors to the picture that just didn't exist before, and that is fantastic. So, what I usually do, I kind of start kind of a fourth of the way down here, and I just kind of drag it along until something looks really fucking cool. So I'm kind of going for an Outrun look, right? So pinks, blues, purples. What should the highlights look like? Oh, purple. Purple's looking pretty cool here. Okay, yeah. Maybe blue? No, we already have the blue in the tint. The purple's kind of bringing out some cool retro vibes. Okay. I don't want to go too heavy on the purple, but that's kind of looking neat. Okay. Yeah. I can dig it. Let's see what it looks like from before. Yeah, see? Before. A little bit of green, a little bit blues. Kind of like, you kind of get that fluorescent look from the lights, but bam. Purple. Alright. Looking cool. Shadows. I don't know. Maybe we should go kind of more blues on the shadows. Kind of have purpley highlights and bluey shadows. Is that a good combo? I don't know. I think it'll look kind of cool. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. Getting kind of weird, huh? What would happen if I went like a little bit more blue? Yeah. Yeah, that's looking cool. Okay. Let's just go weird with this. Purple? Yeah. Okay. Looking pretty cool. Detail, I'm not going to screw with that. Well, it is kind of grainy. Sharpening. We don't want to sharpen it because that's just going to add more grain. I don't know if you how well you guys can see on the video, but add more sharpen. Look at that. Look at all those little nuggets that just popped in there. I don't want that. Okay. Let's lower the sharpness. Let's take the noise reduction up a bit. It kind of softens the image, so I don't really want a whole ton of that, because I mean I still want that cool pop and clarity that I got going on. But then again, this isn't going to be printed out or anything. I'm just going to export it to a JPEG and hope for the best. So I'm not overly concerned about the detail here. So we can call that a day. I don't actually even know what color and details and, well, smoothness, I can make a good guess what that is. But color and detail, like, I've messed with this before, and I don't really notice a difference. Yeah, I don't, like, I kind of see the colors changing in that door. I don't really know exactly what it's doing. I'm just leaving that alone. You can see I have a very messy way of going about things, so let's close some windows out here. Split toning, blah de blah. Okay, so what are we on now? Lens correction. Remove chromatic aberration. I always just check that on because you never know. I don't even know if there's any in this image, but you know, I don't think it actually affects anything. Remove chromatic aberration. And sometimes enable the it's kind of, I don't know, it like brightened it up. I don't want that shit. Okay. All right, not enabling profile corrections. Effects. I always put some vignetting in there because it, as the professional photographers like to say it, focuses the eye on the center of the image. So we're just going to add a little bit right there. Just right. You just want to focus right on these signs right there. Maybe not that much. Just a tad. I really don't like this guy right here, though. I wish he wasn't here. Because, you know, let's fix this. Let's fix this problem right now. If you don't know what this is spot removal. So if you come up here, you can actually remove things from the image. So I don't want this guy in here. Let's take the opacity all the way up. I think we need the clone, right? Yeah. Let's just highlight this whole guy's body and replace him with just some more people. Yeah, that is complete. Wow, that, you know, that doesn't look too bad. I bet you know someone first looking at the image would say, you know, this is really cool image. Wait, there's something. Why are these people wearing the same jacket? Is that blue camouflage? I don't understand this outfit. Anyways, I'm not actually going to do that, but I really do wish this person wasn't here. Anyways, effects, we got the vignetting. We have pulled the eye towards the center of the image here. Looking good. Grain, we don't really want much grain, at least not for this image. We're not going for that cool film look. Dehaze, I don't really know. I just kind of mess with dehaze. I don't know. It looks better. I definitely don't want to go down here. That looks really bad. I mean, it's kind of adding this cool like, yeah, this cool like darkness to it. Let's go with that. All right, and camera calibration. I know you're not supposed to mess with this because it's kind of like calibrating colors on your. It's basically to fix colors that are not supposed to look a certain way, but this is where I kind of come to add colors that didn't exist before. It's kind of like the split toning, except another way to split tone. Except it's just kind of like all the colors. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Just don't take advice from me. Just kind of watch. Just watch. All right. So reds. Yeah. So basically, it's changing the colors of the reds. More saturated reds or more like orangey reds. Ooh. I like the orange. Let's go with that. Yeah. All right, yeah, let's saturate that. I don't want to saturate too much because then it's going to start to look gross. Okay, greens. I don't know what this is doing. Yeah, okay. Okay, sure, yeah. That looks okay, I guess. Okay. Blues. Okay, there's a lot of blue in here, so I got to be careful with this one. What kind of blue hue do I want? Something a bit more pastel-y? kind of teal-like, or ooh, that's gross. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like the teal-ish look. Okay, sure. Yeah, let's go with that. All right. You know, that's kind of the bulk of what I wanted to do to this image. I can maybe add like a graduated filter at some point. I don't really have any other ideas really. I just kind of wanted to get like a semi outrunny look to it. Didn't really come out the way I wanted it to, but you know, before and after. Yeah, there we go. Before and after. It's hard to say which one looks better. But anyways, that's video one of Lightroom Newbie for newbies. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time.